One convention later, and I am back and ready to do mundane stuff again. What is up, guys? Plan Commander here, and welcome to my Reflections video on Too Many Games 2017. For those of you who don't know, Too Many Games is an annual video game convention held in Oaks, Pennsylvania at the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center, which is about 15 minutes away from Philadelphia. So if you live in the area, definitely look into it. It's a very interesting con, and if you wanted to know what it's like, this video is for you. The main things that I wanted to talk about here are my experiences, and a lot of this is personal, and a lot of it is not. Before I go too far into this, I just want to say, please, stick around at least until the end of this video, because there's something that happened to me here that I really want to talk about, and I am super excited for you guys to hear it, and oh my god, it made me so happy, and holy shit, it's a good time! Let's start by talking about some of the panels. The big one that I personally wanted to go to was the Some Call Me Johnny panel, which actually ended up being a big session where he kind of showed off, didn't necessarily show off how he makes reviews, but he talks a lot about like what it was like starting out as a YouTuber, and he also showed us a preview of the review he's currently working on. I'm not going to spoil what that was because I don't want to spoil it, and I also don't know how much I'm actually allowed to say about that. Let's just say it was a great video, and I can't wait for the thing to come out so I can go and watch it again, because it was definitely good, and between the large crowd there was kind of hard to hear at times with people laughing at all the funny shit he said, obviously. So I definitely want to be able to rewatch that in the comfort of my own home. Not to say that the preview wasn't great, because it was, but I don't know, it's just something I kind of want to experience again in my own time. There was one panel that I really did want to go to, and so did a friend of mine, PJ, that ended up coming too. And we didn't. And the reason for that is because very poor spacing. So last year there was this panel that was a brain scratch debate of which is better, Sonic Adventure or Sonic Adventure 2. The panel itself was amazing. However, we were extremely uncomfortable in it the entire time, and the reason for that had nothing to do with the panel. It had everything to do with the fact that the room it was held in was no bigger than a middle school classroom. As you can imagine, trying to fit hundreds of people in there is less than ideal. So it was very hot, it was very smelly, and it was very uncomfortable in there last year. They did not learn from this. They did not realize that this panel, that wasn't the same panel, mind you, it was going to be a debate of Sonic 06 versus Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, which, God knows, is probably gonna attract even more people. But yeah, they somehow didn't think that that warrants a large panel room. Why? Come on, like that was the biggest problem with the pretty much the same panel last year. How do you not learn from that? We were probably about the, I don't know, 30 or 40th people in the line. We didn't get in. The room is that goddamn small. I'm dead serious. They cut the line off at about 25. It is ridiculous. I'm so disappointed. That is the panel that I was the most looking forward to, and I couldn't get to see it because the room is too goddamn small. Fortunately, that is actually the only con about this con. Did I really just say that? Holy shit, what the fuck is wrong with me? One of the big ones is the game room, which, once again, they have annually, and what really caught my eye this year was the Smash tournament. They not only had Smash 4, but they also had Melee, Brawl, and even Smash 64 tournaments going on, which is not something I ever thought I would actually see in person. Smash 64 is not a very popular competitive game. I'm not saying it doesn't have competitive merit, but it's definitely not as big as some of the other games, especially in its own series. So I was kind of surprised to see that there, and I'm kind of happy that people are keeping it alive. I grew up with Smash 64, so great to see people are still loving it today. So yeah, the game room. One of the things that I personally spent the most time on was this arcade game called Neon FM, and I was actually addicted to it last year. They had the same machine last year, and basically what it is it's a rhythm game, but it's kind of like Rock Band's drums, but you use your hands, And instead of rock, it's all like dubstep and like house and EDM and trance music, and it's, as someone who loves EDM, I really, really, really loved it. And it is a game that I was addicted to last year, and I actually ended up getting into the beta of the mobile version that was just so happened to be in development after the con last year. Shameless plug. If you haven't heard of Neon FM, please, for the love of God, if you are interested in the slightest in music games and you have the slightest bit of respect for electronic music, please look into it. This may or may not come as a surprise to you, but music games are actually one of my favorite genres of video games, period. I really, really like music, and I really like video games, so hey, two worlds collide. I'm happy. So yeah, if you like rhythm games, definitely look into this one because it's great. The arcade version, I would say, is better, but the mobile version is definitely worth your time, so definitely look into that. Other than this, there were also events. And that is what made this convention for me. There are 3 main events here that I really wanted to talk about. One on each day, as a matter of fact. So let's work backwards here. Let's start with Sunday, which was today. Today I'm recording this reflection video. So yeah, on Sunday, all day, there was a yo-yo tournament. For those of you who don't know, I am actually really, really into yo-yoing. I don't want to say I'm a big player because that makes it sound like I'm professional and I'm really good, but I'm not. But, yeah. I'm a big yo-yo guy. I'm really into that kind of thing, so I was hyped when I found out there was going to be a yo-yo tournament. So I showed up there, and it was a blast. There were people just showing off their yo-yo collections. There was obviously a bunch of really, really skilled players showing stuff off. I actually got to learn quite a few really cool things from some professional players, and it was pretty amazing. It was really fun. Just having my own yo-yo there made it even better, because I was just able to learn stuff from them, and it was a great time. So yeah, that was definitely an interesting highlight. Saturday night, there was an event that I can say with absolute certainty was surprising. There was a burlesque show, and it was Sonic themed. What? Yeah, I'm actually not making that up. There was a Sonic-themed burlesque show. If you don't know what that is, please don't look it up if you're under the age of, like, 18. But, yeah, that was a thing that was there. I did not expect that to be a thing that was there, but it happened, and it was actually not nearly as cringy as one might expect, believe it or not. Take that however you will. Before anyone asks, no, it was not furry. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You can only imagine how entertaining that kind of show is when you have somebody taking something off and you hear some guy in the crowd go, "That's no good." Needless to say, it was pretty goddamn entertaining for a multitude of reasons. And I'm yet to even get started on what absolutely made it for me this year. So, there was gonna be a Crush 40 concert. Now, granted, it was not the entire band, it was just the lead singer, Johnny. But needless to say, I was quite excited to see him live, as Crush 40 is personally one of my favorite bands of all time, whether it relates to video games or not. They make songs such as Live and Learn, What I'm Made Of, Open Your Heart, City Escape, I Am All of Me, All Hail Shadow. They make a lot of the music for the Sonic series, and I love the sound that they have. They're just in general one of my favorite bands of all time. So, I ended up getting to that show pretty early, because I was pretty goddamn excited for it, needless to say. What I did not expect was what happened next. Johnny looks me right in the fucking eye, singles me out from the crowd and goes, "Hey you, you know how to play air guitar?" And I'm just like, hey, wait a minute. Don't I know someone who plays actual guitar? Oh yeah! Me. So needless to say, I was just like, air guitar? I play actual guitar. So he's just like, perfect, get the hell up here. I got pulled on stage with Johnny for like damn near 40 minutes. He picked out people from the crowd to be his supporting band because the rest of the band wasn't there. So basically he called up like 6 people to be his, I guess, air instrumentalists, if that's the way you want to describe them. But yeah, the fact that I happen to be guitarist is just kind of coincidence. But needless to say, I was pretty fucking stoked about that. It felt like a goddamn dream half the time. I am up there, on stage with Crush 40, one of my favorite bands of all time. I am up there air guitaring his entire set. It was one of the most incredible experiences of my entire life. I was having the time of my life up there. And yes, I know it's kind of cheesy, but goddamn it, in my mind, I'm just like, you know what? I am up on stage with the lead singer of one of my favorite bands ever. Fuck it, I'm gonna have fun with this. So I was just going to town on that goddamn air guitar. And there are videos of this, so I'm not making this shit up. You can go ahead and look up Crush 40 live, Too Many Games 2017. The guy in the black shirt wearing this Franklin badge and a Majora's Mask necklace, yeah, that's me. I am up there for that entire goddamn concert. And it was one of the not only the highlight of that entire con for me, it was one of the highlights of my entire life. So I walk up to Johnny after the concert, and I was just like, dude, that was incredible. Thank you so much. And he was just like, dude, you were incredible out there. I could tell you actually play guitar. You were like nailing those solos exactly the way our actual guitarist does. I could tell you know what you were doing. And in my mind, I'm like freaking out because I'm just like, yeah, holy shit, I know half of Crush 40 songs. I know how to play them on guitar. So when he was saying that, he was right. I know how to play a lot of Crush 40 songs. So I was super fucking stoked that not only did I get to go up there and experience that concert from the eyes of the goddamn stage, but I got recognition from the singer as knowing what the hell I'm doing up there, which kind of blows my mind. And this wasn't only after the show either, during pretty much every guitar solo for things like Live and Learn and What I'm Made Of, he was literally putting the spotlight on me and hyping me up for the crowd, yo, look at him go to town, this guy's a fucking animal. It was the most amazing thing. It, honest to God, felt like I was actually playing a goddamn rock concert. And I know it sounds really stupid, and to be fair, it kind of is, but I don't care. I had such a good time. It was one of the standout moments of my entire life, and I am not exaggerating that. I truly do mean it from the bottom of my heart. That was one of the most incredible experiences of my entire life, and I will cherish that forever. However, memories aren't the only thing I'm taking away from Too Many Games 2017, as I managed to get some good finds. To put it simply, I'm a bit short on funds. I don't have a lot of money. I am by no means rich, but that didn't stop me from getting some things at the convention. That being said, it wasn't really my choice. My good buddy PJ came with me yet again. He went last year with me too. And he saw something that he knew I wanted, and I told him he didn't have to. But nevertheless, I'm coming home with this. And this. PJ? You did not have to do that, but I fucking love you, man. Thank you so much, PJ. I don't know how to put that into words. Really, thank you so much. I don't even know what to say. You did not have to buy me anything, but I mean, Metal Gear Solid the Twin Snakes is a game that's notoriously expensive and hard to find. And I had always thought it's one of those games that I could never really dream of owning. And he bought it for me. PJ, you don't have to do that. I don't even know what to say. I'm so happy. Thank you so much, man. But that's actually not the only thing I picked up. So, remember that yo-yo competition I talked about earlier? You might have figured out where this is going at this point. Guess who got some new yo-yos? Meet my new pair of Loop 360s. These are actually a very, very, very good pair of looping yo-yos that I found. And one of the vendors at the yo-yo competition sold them to me, and yeah. These I did buy myself. These are great yo-yos. Highly recommend. If you're into 2A style, I definitely recommend the Loop 360. It does have a response pad system for those of you who are interested. You could just ask me in the comments if you want to know the specs or anything like that, because I don't feel like wasting that time on this video, because it's not really relevant to the overall point. So as a whole, what do I think of Too Many Games? It's a pretty fantastic convention. I highly recommend it. Even if you're not going to get the same experience I had, it's something that I feel like a lot of people there, if not almost everyone there, had just as much fun as I did. Honest to God, there were so many friendly faces there. There's so many people to meet. I met so many awesome people there that I was just able to hang out with, talk about video games, or just anything, just chill. The atmosphere of Too Many Games is phenomenal, and I cannot recommend it enough. So that being said, definitely look into getting tickets to Too Many Games 2018. And I will see you there. So thank you guys so much for watching this reflection video. This has been the Play Commander, and be sure to tune in next time for whatever the hell video comes out next. I honestly don't remember. See you next year!